Welcome to Hustle and Heart, finding success and fulfillment on your own terms. The podcast that's here to educate, inspire, and help you step into your power con mucho amor. As a first-gen Latina, I know what it's like to hustle hard, break generational cycles, and still wonder if I'm doing enough. I welcome you to this space, a place where we drop BS, have raw conversations about mindset, success, and creating a life that's fulfilling to you. Think of this as your weekly cafecito chat with your long-distance, ambitious bestie where we talk about the real struggles, wins, and mindset shifts that actually make a difference. No fluff, no gimmicks, just honest conversations that help you take real steps towards the life that you want. So grab that cafecito, take a deep breath, and let's get into it. Hello and welcome. Today, I am thrilled to welcome Daisy Betance, the founder of Little Buddha by Daisy, to the show today. Now, Daisy's journey is nothing short of inspiring, transforming personal struggles with skin health and high-stress finance career, and she turned that into a passion for creating clean, natural skincare, and there's more, but through her eco-conscious brand, Daisy is redefining what self-care means to the modern-day woman, helping people heal from the inside out. Let's dive in to hear her story and discover the magic behind Little Buddha by Daisy. Welcome, Daisy.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. I'm so excited to be here with you today. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Absolutely. So there's a lot of awesome things brewing in the world of Little Buddha. So before we talk about that, I would love to have a chance for those that are new to Little Buddha and new to learning who you are, just to learn a little bit more about your story, your journey, and how you got to where you are today.
Yeah, so a little backstory. About 14 years ago, I started to go on, not 14 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago, I started to go on a journey where I was not feeling well. I had gained a lot of weight. I was in a relationship that wasn't serving me. I was in a career that was really stressful. I was going to doctors, endless doctor's appointments, and all they were telling me was I'm fine. My lab works came back fine, and they were just suggesting for me to take antidepressants and birth control. And I was like, that's not the route that I want to go. So I started looking down into kind of doing my own research and started looking into skincare products. And I started realizing a lot of the issues that I was starting to have were related to some of the side effects that I was seeing in the skincare that I was using every day. And then I started going deeper down the rabbit hole, and I started realizing, food and products are one of the biggest things that could impact our health. So kind of like open up my eyes into this new realm of health and wellness and how we could actually take control of our own health without having to take, different types of medications. And I decided to take that power back into my control. And I took a candle and soap making class, and it was at some guy's house.
Shout out to that guy.
And I remember texting my friend. I'm like, hey, I'm going to take a class at some guy's house. So if I go missing, this is where I'm at.
Here are my coordinates.
Literally, that's what I did. And I'm like, I'll be here for like an hour or something. I ended up being there for like 4 hours. We had a great time. He was incredible. And that was kind of where I decided that I really wanted to take this further. And I remember calling my dad, and I was like, Dad, this guy, he makes soap and candles and all these different things. And that's what he does as his job. I'm like, this is so incredible. Like, I think I want to do this. He's like, well, then do it. And I'm like, I am. And that kind of is where Little Buddha came into play. I set up for my first market before I even had a company or products. The guy's like, all right, well, send me some photos of some soaps that you have. And I went to Whole Foods, bought some soap, and I was like, here's my soap. I didn't have anything. And he's like, cool, you're in. I was like, awesome. I've got 3 months to figure this out. So within like 3 months, I started making products, testing out products, and that's kind of where it all started. And it's been such an amazing journey with just really leaving the corporate world after being in corporate world for like 14 years in finance and doing my own thing and still like maneuvering and figuring out what my path is. And I think it's been such an incredible almost 7 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, this April will be 7 years.
That's crazy. Time flies when you're having fun.
I know, it does.
Wow. So Daisy, I love that how modest and humble you are, but I am here to scratch all that off the surface and be obnoxiously proud of all of your accomplishments.
Thank you.
Because I've seen it from the ground up. You've been on TV. You've been on multiple podcasts. You have been showcased in amongst some of the most amazing arenas. Like, you've done so much. You're in multiple retail stores. Like, you are nothing of an overnight success. And at the same time, like you said, you were in corporate for 14 years, for many years. And taking that leap is easier said than done. And my question to you is, what was the tipping point for you? Obviously, you just didn't think, oh, I want to have my own business and go through 24/7, 365 of like always doing something, constantly worried about how you're going to make this part of the business meet, how you're going to get more awareness, how like there's just, as you know, like, and as many small business and entrepreneurs know, there's a lot to the picture and to the game that is not upfront shown to you. So at what point was it, and what did it take? If you could take us back to that moment where it was like, I'm done. I'm done saying I want to be this. I'm done dreaming I want to be this. I'm ready to make it happen.
So it was a really defining moment. I had mentioned I was in a long-term relationship and with my career, and I was like, I literally feel like I'm dying inside. And like, this has to change. And that relationship ended. And sure, about, I think maybe a month later, I left my job, and everyone thought I was absolutely crazy, that I had like lost it. And I was like, no, the first time ever, I feel like I have 100% clarity on what direction I want to take my life. And to be honest, before all of like where I felt like my life was crumbling, I started to get into spirituality. And I think that was what really helped me be able to maneuver and have faith that this was all going to work out, because that spirituality awakened a certain part of me that I knew that the path I was on was not the path for me. And although it's not been easy, on this path of entrepreneurship, and I knew that I was meant for more, and I knew I was here to help people, because I knew how hard it was when I was in that space where I didn't know what to do, how to help myself, and I was just constantly being giving antidepressants. And not that Western medicine isn't good, and it all has its place, but I knew that there was more for me to do for myself, and also bring that journey to others, to let them know that they have the ability to also change their life with the things that they put in their body and on their body. So that really helped me push me through.
I personally do feel that there is a strong connection to that. What I do also love is that you just continued to follow your dream no matter what anybody was saying. And that also holds a lot of strength, because in a world where we live for validation, a lot of people live for validation. You didn't care. Like, if people validated you or not.
Yep. See you later. I'm done.
And I think like that also speaks to when you find a lot of resistance. That's when you have to like, take a moment to take a step back and be like, well, now what is going on? Like, are all these pieces in this puzzle supposed to fit right now or not? And to me, to your story, it sounds like the minute that you let go of that resistance and allowed for things to just happen and flow, things just started happening for you. Connections started coming your way. You want to speak to that?
I mean, it's crazy. I think people are like always like, oh, well, they're lucky, and they had this opportunity or that opportunity. But in all reality, I think when you truly have faith, the universe brings in the people, the connections, the opportunities to you, because you become in alignment for what your path truly is. And I think that's really what's really helped me, being clear on my vision, seeing where I want to go, and never letting anything or anyone get in my way. And also, like you mentioned, like really letting go of things, and letting go for that external validation, because as an entrepreneur, you're not going to get that external validation a lot, or maybe ever really.
Yeah.
So it's been just something to really hold on to faith and have like a strong connection with yourself and really just making space to take care of yourself, which is, I think, has been something that I've learned throughout the years because in the corporate world, I was going like a million miles a minute, not taking care of myself. And I know where that led to. And I know now that's something that's really important to me is, continuously making time for yourself, taking care of yourself, growing spiritually, growing, getting mentorship and all those kinds of things, I think has really been what has really helped move the needle for me in my life and in my business.
So let me ask you, for those that are going to their 9 to 5, or let's say they're just in a job that they don't like, and they have a little dream of maybe that could be me one day having my own business, what would be the first thing you would recommend them to do? Do you remember even the first thing that you did when you started thinking, wait, this isn't for me?
I think me signing up for that class and learning a skill of something that I was wanting to really expand on is really what kind of opened up my world to seeing what was potentially out there. So I think it's really important if you have something that excites you, if you have something like inside that like makes you excited, like go try it. Whether it's like signing up for a class or, I don't know, any kind of realm of something that excites you is go out there and try it and play around with it. And it might not work the first time or the second time or the third time. But I feel like if it's a dream that you have, there's a reason why you were given that dream, and don't let what other people say distract you from that little voice inside that because it's there for a reason.
And where's your voice telling you right now to go? In the next 8 years, what do you see yourself taking, little Buddha D?
Well, that's a really great question. I mean, to be honest, this past year, I moved into my own studio space for a little Buddha, and now I have a staff that's helping me run it. So I'm actually able to stay home, and they take care of that. So like that's been a huge space in itself, and it's giving me space to expand to other really fun projects I'm really excited about that we'll talk about later. But I really, I think the it's there's so many exciting things. I just want to be able to really truly help people to understand the power of skincare and how it's really important to, what we put on your skin. So I want to get my products into the hands of as many people as possible to help them feel better.
I do want to chat about how you're scaling, sister. That is incredible. So, there's a lot of people that I know out there, a lot of makers, a lot of brilliantly talented makers. And they feel like, yes, so they're in the groove. They're in their own entrepreneur lane. They got their small business legitimized. They've got everything by the books. But now they're feeling like a slave to their job because they are the ones with the gifted hands. They are the ones with the brilliant recipe. They know how to have the product done. And most importantly, it's the product with their name on it. Can you talk about that experience when you were like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. I need to expand. I need to let go. I need to delegate. This is a moment of scaling where you were able to embrace it and not run away from it.
Yes. So that started, I would say, about 4 years ago when I started. I had my own studio in my basement, which my dad transformed for me into like its own space, which was beautiful.
Shout out to you.
I wish I could show you guys a video. He did an amazing job.
Incredible, incredible.
Yeah, he spent 8 months working on it, and he would take vacation time, his days off, and he would come over and build it.
The only thing, honestly, the only thing he should have done is made it into like a pod. So that way you can take it with you no matter where you go.
Oh. I think the only sad part of moving was getting rid of that studio. But it brought me to a bunch of different other places. So exactly. So at that point, I was starting to bring in help. But it was interesting because when I was bringing on help, everyone's like, aren't you scared people are going to steal your recipes? What if they don't make it as good as you? And I started listening to other people, and I was like, oh, right, I shouldn't be letting anyone make my stuff. Just my mom could help me because that's the only person that I can trust. And then my mom got sick, and she had lymphoma. Thankfully, she's fine now, but at the time, it was difficult for her to even be able to help me. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this. And I was like, I need to learn how to trust other people. And then I started hiring people, and they started to help me make. And then I started to understand that I needed more help and guidance, because I was just kind of figuring it out on my own. And that's when I started to work with a business coach. And that was when she really helped me transform the way I ran my business, the way I ran my life. And I started to understand that the more I let go and started to really give other people some responsibilities, in delegating, I was like, oh, wow, this is cool. This feels actually like a business. It's not like I felt trapped. Like I couldn't do anything. Like I couldn't go to like hang out with my friends. I couldn't go to like weddings on the weekends because I was also working markets. And I was working like anywhere from 5 to 7 markets a week on top of like making.
I remember hustling.
Yeah.
You would pack up that trunk like you were moving cross country. And it was all little Buddha products.
It was great. Like I became really good at what is that game called? Tetris?
Tetris?
I like figured it out. And once I started realizing like I need help and I can't be the only person that's making, and I need to learn how to trust. And to be honest, like no one's gonna come in and like steal your recipes and start their own business. Like it's not easy to start your own business. And if you do steal our recipes, good luck. Have fun. And so I just learned it's really about letting go and trusting and having the proper mentorship to really truly guide you. Because entrepreneurship can really make you feel like you're alone. And when you have that community of other people who are like-minded, that was one of the most incredible things, is having people support you that you don't even know. And they were more like, oh my God, congratulations, this is amazing, versus people that I've known my whole life.
And family.
Yeah. And like, no one, excuse my language, but no one would give a shit. But these people that I don't know online were like, oh my God, congratulations. And you could share your wins without being like, oh, you're weird. Like, why are you talking about this? Like, and it just really opened up a whole new world for me that in the corporate world, I always felt like there was always a very competitive energy, especially amongst women.
Yeah.
Very masculine energy. And then when I started coming into the world of entrepreneurship, I'm like, oh, no, we can support each other. It's not a competition. Like, how do we grow together? And how do we move through these challenges together? And how do we congratulate each other? And I think that was one of the missing pieces that I had, or that I started to have once I started to work with other entrepreneurs and have that kind of mentorship and guidance, which was something that I was really needing.
So the support is everything.
Yep.
I agree. And then, so what was your first move? So what was the next step? So you're ready to scale. What did you do next?
I'm trying to think what the biggest goal that I had since I started the business was to be able to have my own space. And so this year I finally hit that goal, and now I have my home, and now I have a studio.
And how many people are on the Little Buddha team?
3. So it's a total. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Someone who now makes my products. I have someone who packs all my orders, and I have a virtual assistant.
There we go. I love that, D. Oh, and watch, it's only going to multiply.
I know. It's happening.
Well, that's beautiful, D. That's beautiful. So do you want to tap into the certain products that you have? Let's talk about what you currently carry. I know you have some products that I still live by, that I still hold on to dearly. I'll just start off right now. By hands down, all of your products I love. But there's one that never fails that I even have my neighbors asking me about, is your bug spray.
Oh
my God. Not only is it, perfect for sensitive skin, it's all natural, but it smells nice. When do you ever hear that? With bug spray. and it works. It works. When it's in season for that. Oof, that flies off the shelves. Amongst others, that is like just the one thing I always had on deck. I have 2, one inside the house, one in my bag. Like, I've always carried that. And your lotions, hands down. Your soap. Let me stop. But I'll go let you talk about it. So go ahead, take it away. Let's let the whole world know about what is in the product line.
So we have everything from like body butters to bath bombs to facial oil to a coffee and raw honey scrub and dry shampoo. So pretty much a lot of the things that you use on a daily basis, I started to switch over into the non-toxic skincare. And one of the best sellers by far has been, I have a jar with me, is our Calm Vibes Magnesium and Arnica Body Butter. This is like literally, I can barely keep it on the shelves. It's incredible. Like it's really great for sleep, anxiety. If you like to be active, it's really great for like sore muscles and pain. So I literally use this every day.
Wait, talk about, sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but I don't want you to pass over the fact of like how you put the magnesium on the bottom of your feet.
Yes. So before you go to bed, about 20 minutes before bed, put it on the bottom of your feet, and you can massage in the bottom of your feet and your calves. Actually, my boyfriend and I every single night will do like a little couples massage,
I love that. I love that.
and we sleep like babies.
I'm gonna need
Absolutely
that.
enough.
Is it
Yeah.
safe for kids?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I have a lot of customers who they like message me like saying, "Thank you so much." Like, not only is my kid sleeping, I can actually sleep.
Yeah. That's double brownie points. Double brownie points.
Double points. So it's absolutely safe for the whole family.
Wonderful. I need to get me some of that. That's probably the one product I don't have yet because you just started implementing. That came out recently, not too
Mhm.
long ago, right?
Yep.
What
Yep.
else? Tell us more. Tell us more.
Let's see. Our facial oil is also really popular. That one is just a really simple base of 2 oils. I like to use it for like oil cleansing. I
Okay.
really don't wash my face anymore. So I don't know if you've heard of oil cleansing, but pretty much you just use the oil itself with warm water and a towel at night. So you don't really wash your face. That's how you wash your face once a day.
Tell me more, Daisy.
It-
Tell me more.
Because I would always be washing my face twice, and like sometimes it's like my face would start to feel dry
Yeah.
or oily because I have combination skin. And then I started to learn about oil cleansing, and I was like, let me try this out. Like, sounds weird, but I was like, cool, let's try it. And then I tried it, and I'm like, holy, this is amazing. Like my face got less oily because I always had to like blot my face a million times a day, and now
Yeah.
I don't have to do it anymore.
Before we run out of time here, I know that there is a huge new initiative that
Mhm.
is coming into the surface. I want to give it its time so we talk about it, we chat about it. Tell me, and please share it with everybody else. What is coming up in the next chapter of Little Booza?
So I'm super excited because it's the first time I'm actually announcing it like to the world. So now I can't back out. But I'm super excited. I'm really excited to announce it. I am going to be starting in January a course called From Scratch. That's going to be helping women how to make food from scratch, and just kind of learning to bring the basic skills back in home, how to make things easily without overwhelming. So a lot of times people think that, cooking from scratch sounds like it's going to take forever and time consuming. But to be honest, I cook maybe once or twice a week and like batch cook. And it's been incredible. I do things from like, I make my own sourdough. I make my own yogurts. I make my own pizza, like a million things I love to make. And it's really become almost like a form of meditation for me in cooking. Because I used to always rush through cooking and, eat whatever was in the house. And now that I have the ability to have, sourdough tortillas on hand whenever we need them. It's really different to be able to make food from scratch for yourself and for your family. It's like a whole different type of feeling.
It is. And I see what you've been doing, Daisy. And for everybody that is not following Daisy, you've got to be following Daisy because she literally shows her making these items. You share recipes. And if I were to share with you all of the screenshots that I've taken from your recipes, like I've even asked her, please do like share your Costco hauls because you are literally, and I said this before we started recording, but like you to me in my eyes, only to my eyes, no pressure, but you to me, the modern day Martha Stewart. You take time into making sure that everything that you do is very natural, very intentional. You grow things from scratch. You make things from scratch. But I think that is super cool. And I want to tap into From Scratch, this new initiative. What will be included? What do you get from it? What are you going to be providing?
So I'm going to be teaching some different ways to make sure that your pantry is always stocked. So actually meal prepping and making food from scratch is easier. So you always have what you need on hand. Because I think a lot of times people are like, oh, I needed like 20 different ingredients. Oh, so then they don't want to do it. So just making sure like you have the staples that you need at home. I'm going to be providing like different grocery lists, different like recommendations. I like the Costco hauls, where you get bulk. Because I also found by doing all this thing and planning ahead, we've been able to like save so much money on groceries.
Yeah.
You know how many times I go to the grocery store now?
How many?
Like one or twice once a month. We were going like 3 times a week.
Yeah. And groceries are so expensive. We're dropping like I'm not gonna say how much we drop. It'll piss me off. It'll piss me off. But it's a ridiculous amount. And what? And mind you, I don't like going to the grocery store. I never did. Now I do because I like the music and I have to go. They always have good music going on. And I have to get stuff. But I don't like going to the grocery store. So you're just adding more reason as to why this is the movement. This is the flow. Holy cow. 2 months, I'm still like flabbergasted. 2 times a month? That's nothing.
I know. So it's really, I want to teach people how to like plan ahead of time.
Yeah.
Prepare meals. Like on Sunday, I have like the whole agenda of what I'm making. So it's like not a surprise and I don't really have to think about it. And it's like, this is what's happening. It's done. Some meal planning guides, grocery guides, and then just simple ways to make sure you always have what you need on hand. And different types of recipes and show you how to like make things. I'm still playing around with some ideas because I thoroughly love sourdough. Like it's the most fun thing. Like actually, when I went home for Thanksgiving, my sourdough got thrown away at the airport. I was like, oh no, because I wanted to make my family like bread and stuff while I was there.
Yeah.
So I went to Facebook Marketplace and I found a lady who had sourdough starter. It's the first time I ever done Facebook Marketplace. I'm like, I hope she doesn't like kill me, please. I'm like, I figured she has sourdough. She probably won't kill me. So, and then I showed my family and they like loved it. And then we actually even got, I don't know if I'm pronouncing correctly, kefir, like the yogurt.
Oh, yeah.
So I learned how to make that from scratch. It comes from grains, which I didn't even know.
What made you do that?
I don't know. She had it. She's like, I have sourdough and kefir. Do you want it? And I was like, what? Yeah. So I learned how to make it. Like, family has like their own like I don't know, kefir. Well, so now they make their own and they add it to smoothies and they like love it because you go to the grocery store and it's full of crap and it's like $6 or $7 and now they have like an endless amount of
supply.
It just grows itself. It's just so crazy.
That's
Like it just truly reminds me like how amazing like nature is and how we've overcomplicated it and put garbage in our stuff, and which makes sense why everyone's sick and anxious and depressed. It's really just bringing back things to like nature and like slowing down and really taking care of yourself, whether it be like the skincare products you're using, the food that you're putting in your body. All of those things really matter. In our fast-paced world, we're like going a million miles a minute, eating garbage, and then wondering why we feel the way we feel.
And I feel you are living definition of what intentional means, because everything you do, Daisy, is intentional. There's like, I don't know if you realize this, but from the outside in, I'm letting you know that everything you do is intentional. And if this is what you've wanted to achieve, like one day get to a place where all of the boxes in your life, personal, career, health, everything is intentional, baby girl, I'm here to tell you you've reached that, because I'm proud of you to the core. I've always said it. All of your milestones, I've always said it. And you keep on wowing me every single time. And I know that this is just the beginning. I mean, we haven't even reached a decade. Let's see where we're going to be at in a decade. Because I'm sure it's going to be another astronomical milestone, things that you're probably not even capable of imagining. Just you're in that path, and I'm super, super excited for you, D. I do want to let everybody know who is interested in From Scratch course. How can they be on the first to learn about the actual launch or purchase, be a part of the community? Can you let the listeners know how they can be involved?
Yeah, so you could right now I'm pretty much found on Instagram. That's where kind of all my fun recipes are. So that is Daisy_Betance on Instagram. So that is from scratch, and that will be coming. Announcement will be coming soon, so keep your eyes open. And for Little Buddha, I'm pretty much on Instagram and Facebook. That's at Little Buddha by Daisy. And so those are the two places to find me on social media.
And how can they purchase your product?
That is littlebuddhabydaisy.com, and that is where you'll find all the goodies and self-care essentials that you need.
So, Dee, I have a question for you. This is for the Daisy today, okay?
Okay.
Think of the Daisy 10 years ago. And what would you tell that Daisy 10 years ago? And talk about where that Daisy was. Like, what was Daisy 10 years ago in life? And then what would you say to that Daisy?
It makes you kind of want to cry.
Tears, though, of progression.
Yes. I don't know. I was lost. I had no drive. I had no passion. I felt like crap. And I didn't believe in myself. So I think it's just like, I did it. We did it.
We did it.
And I think the most powerful thing is that you have the power to really change your life. And while you're doing that, help others and inspire others, motivate others, help others. I think that's my biggest mission, is to really help others, because I know how hard I struggled.
And you're going to make me cry, Daisy. You're going to make me cry. So what would you tell yourself?
Don't give up and keep going. And then really listen to your voice that you have inside, because there's a reason why it's there.
It's wild where life takes you. And then sometimes when you hear certain words, certain chords of a song that just pulls strings on your heart, and it's like, oh my God, but look where I'm at today. You know what I mean? And it's like a reminder of your perseverance, of your resilience, of your dedication. And I love you, Dee. I'm so proud of you, Daisy. I'm never, ever going to stop saying it. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening to this, then I highly recommend that you follow Daisy. She is my cousin. I'm a proud cousin. And I've literally witnessed this woman blossom from someplace that wasn't her own into making her own space as her own, and now shedding the light for others to follow their passion, to do good for themselves, starting from the inside out. And I know that, Daisy, your heart is built with gold. I'm sure that if any listener out there has any questions about Little Buddha, if you want her products in your retail shop or store, Daisy will help you. But just know that she is a wealth of information in many areas, and she was always able to help and extend a hand, because I've seen her do it countless times. And Daisy, with this gratitude, I reflect it back to you. Thank you for always supporting me and all of my crazy adventures. And I am so, 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 from the bottom of my heart, excited and on edge to see all of the things that you're going to conquer. I love you, Daisy.
Love you. Thank you so much. This was so amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, y'all. If you love this episode, I ask from the bottom of my heart to please subscribe, share this podcast with your friends, anybody that you feel would be able to gain as much value as you did. This will actually help us amplify the voices that are on this podcast, the messages, and the intention behind this. And thank you all. Till next time. Before you go, let's keep the conversation going. If today's episode resonated with you, then share it on your stories and tag me. I love seeing how these conversations land with you. And if you're ready for more, I welcome you to join my newsletter community, where I share exclusive insights, mindset shifts, and tools to help you grow not just your mindset, but small biz too. All the details are in the show notes. This is Vanessa Betance signing off. Keep building, keep believing, and keep showing up for your dreams, mi gente. Ciao.